Hi everyone, welcome back to FUNRAVER and Friends. Today we have our very special guest, SATURNSARii from Perreo Del Futuro. My name is Vibraciones, aka Flowing Frequency, and I am your host for FUNRAVER and Friends. I'm super excited to have my good friend, great DJ, awesome organizer here in Miami, here just to talk a little bit about her journey throughout Miami, being a DJ and an event organizer. Hey,
Hi,
what's up?
I'm chilling. That was a fun DJ set.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. I was telling Saturn here that you were throwing down some electro at the very end, which I was like, yeah, I'm flabbergasted because I love electro.
Yeah.
And you have such variety with your sets, which I think is like what makes you such a great DJ. But we can talk about that a little bit later. Just wanted to ask you, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm tired, Grandpa.
I'm tired, Grandpa. I
Well,
say
that's
that.
too damn bad.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time with my sister. That's so funny.
I feel good. I feel really grateful that it's like getting closer to like peak season here in Miami. So, as you know, it's like usually a very seasonal place out here. So, anytime between like um, October till like March is just like, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, it just keeps grinding. Everybody just keeps going. Everyone's hustling, and I think that's the whole vibe of Miami. Just keep going. But that's good. You keep on kicking out events that are really great, and like you're doing such a great job. And I kind of just wanted to like just take this as a moment of retrospect for you, so we can maybe like talk a little bit about your journey. I'm super excited to hear a little bit more about it, just because like I personally do really look up to you as an event organizer, and just all the work that you do is just really, really special. And I just wanted to
Thank
let you
you.
know, like, you truly are a force that's really running Miami in such a really positive way. And yeah, I just wanted to ask you, how did you get started with DJing? I kind of have like a little bit of a background knowledge because there have been like conversations we've had, interviews that I've seen you talk about it before, but just to share with the viewers and with, FunRaver and friends, how was your journey as a DJ? How did it begin? And yeah, what inspired you to start DJing?
I feel like growing up here, I have always been partying and or like really into like going to concerts and go live music events, and so I've always been like part of the scene in a way by just like um, appreciating what was going on at growing up. But I actually didn't start. I didn't even think about being a DJ until like 2019 towards the end, because something just made me realize that I need to start pursuing creative hobbies and passions of mine. I need to give myself the time to do something creative for myself, because as a Capricorn, sometimes I get locked in too much into like school, work, grinding, and then to relax, I'm like, what am I gonna do? And so for me, I've always enjoyed making playlists. Like I think growing up, I've always been the friend that like would have a playlist for every context. I would have a playlist. I would love making them for friends, things like that, like different moods. So when I did transition into like learning, I already had like a lot of things to work with. So I felt like it was a very natural progression from what I was already doing.
You were a playlist queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I truly love that. There's an art in making playlists and like maintaining them, and I think that's super special. Like, you started just with like the love of music, and how did that journey lead you to where you are now? Like, how would you say that arc happened for you?
That's a good question. I feel like since I was always going to different music events, and that was such a big part of like my um, like growing up here in Miami, that when I started playing music and then eventually throwing parties, a big motivator for me was like creating the type of party where I can listen to the music I would listen to when I was like, you know, growing up and things like that. So just like the need to create a space that fills a certain niche, whether it's like a certain costume or a sound. Like I think I've always been thinking about creating spaces where people can be on the same vibe in terms of like sound, energy, music.
Okay, so I think that like kind of leads into my next question about how Perreo del Futuro began. So it was more so like a natural inclination towards DJing. You were already in the scene, and then this event series happened. So give us a little more history on that.
So I think I got in at a really good time because this was right after the pandemic, and there was like a need for a new wave of like parties and just like experimental spaces. And I didn't really want to like kiss ass to get into spaces, and I felt like I already had this like vision of what I wanted to create or what I wanted to experience. And so luckily I got connected with Logan from Supernatural House and Queer Parties, and he gave me a space to start like throwing a party. And then the first Perreo Del Futuro, I felt like, wow, this was really rewarding, like the feeling of like putting something together and seeing all of my friends and new people I've never met before come into this space. Oh.
I think it's like going in and out, but it's still
Yeah.
picking up audio.
Okay, cool.
So your friends going in and out of spaces.
Yeah, and the feeling was just like for me very rewarding, and I wanted to do that more often because I just had a lot of different ideas of what I wanted to put out for the community and for myself, really.
Okay. So did you start like just thinking, okay, I'm gonna make this like a perreo reggaeton party, or how did like the different arcs, like the different genres that you implement into your parties? I know you do like, there's been like witch house, dark wave, then
Yeah.
like the break beats. I know you do a bunch of different genres.
Yeah,
you
I've done so
experiment.
many.
No, I mean like
So
it's really cool because I feel like it's cool that you experiment and you take those like chances to like see what crowds come and what people are supporting, and like, you know, it's really cool to be a multifaceted DJ and event organizer. So like, how did that start happening?
I mean, like, I think once I do something, I'm like, okay, now I can do this and do that. And it's kind of like this domino effect of once, like, you see a need for it, and then you just, like, go in, and I think the universe works in a very mysterious yet wonderful way sometimes, where if you decide to take something seriously, then, you know, and you work towards it, it ends up happening, you know? Or to some degree, you know, like just different opportunities and things of that sort end up presenting themselves because you're making the space to like dedicate to that.
Okay.
But I actually started DJing, playing like house and disco and funk. But at that time, I was really into like reggaeton and techno and listening to this like dark wave, experimental, very noisy type of like Latin music.
Yeah.
And like based off like samples of like reggaeton songs and stuff like that. Like there's like this whole wave happening in South America, and I was like tapping in, and I was like, yo, I want to like create a space where it's like not Dirty Rabbit or like some reggaeton club in Wynwood, you know, like a place where I can get a taste of reggaeton and Latin music, but still get weird and people like, you know,
Yeah,
they're there
just
for
like
it.
bring something like that's for the people, for the crowd, so people can like experiment and like listen to something new, which I like. I just love Perreo Del Futuro, like the name of it, and like I don't know, I just like recently like saw your merch, and the merch is also super cute. So like you're just doing such a great job, sincerely,
Thank you.
with the whole
Thank you.
party series and like inviting all the artists that you're bringing. And recently you had Corredor come to the ground. Can you talk a little bit more about how that was for you?
Yeah, the Halloween party was really fun. I think like I don't really get a lot of opportunities to throw a party in an established club like that. I think like Club Space, the Ground, Floyd, that's like an institution here in Miami, and
Institution.
so it really is though, because you know like they hold a lot of weight in nightlife here, and so to be able to throw a party there, especially a Halloween party, it was really rewarding. I was just like, let's go. Like I love Halloween. I love the idea of people like letting go and being in costume, and people were just a little freaky on Halloween. You
Yeah,
know?
I loved your costume.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought, oh my god, I like went up to you and I told you, I think it was probably just too loud in there, girl, because I was just like, I love your costume, and I'm like, it's BDSM peach, right?
No. Techno peach.
I know, and then I was just like, wait,
Kinky.
techno peach. I'm just like on another world.
Honestly, it's all the same.
BDSM peach, she's with her cigarette, and I saw the memes. I was like, duh. But either way, like you've seen the memes of BDSM peach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like with
She's
Mario
down
on
with it.
like with Mario on a leash and shit.
Yep.
It's so funny. No, but yeah, it was a great party. Seriously, it was like honestly one of the most fun parties I've been to in like a little bit,
yeah.
like because like it was just such a good crowd. Everybody was so about it. Every single artist did wonderfully. Like each person killed their set. You did such a great job, and the ground is always such a fun time. You know, great vibes. But yeah, I just wanted to also ask you how you were talking a little bit more. Like I remember personally, you were talking about starting. I think it was like a talent agency. Regarding, would you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
Like working with international artists and
Yeah,
booking them.
I'm not gonna go too into it, but yeah, there's just like a need for, um, like there's like this big wave of awesome electronic music coming out of, um, just on the from the globe really, and I think the United States makes it very challenging to get artists from other countries to, tap into this market and share their music and do it the right way, quote unquote, but. Um, I felt like after the 10th DJ that I hit up about like coming to play Perreo Del Futuro, and they couldn't because they didn't have like a visa or they didn't have any, passport or anything like that. Sorry.
Do you want to switch mics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
For reference, it's just audio going in and out, and it's distracting a girl. Like, come on.
the ADHD.
But you were talking about the visas and how
Yeah.
difficult it is to
So
get one.
it was like an inspiration to kind of fill in a need for someone willing to explain the process, make it easy, and kind of use the privileges that come with being a citizen here to kind of help people explore new like sound communities. There's a bunch of people out here that are like big European DJs and American DJs are playing their music, but then like they don't have any form of like coming here to like get that for themselves, share that.
Right. Yeah, that's really great that you're like honestly helping people bring their sound to the U.S. I know a lot of people count on like those U.S. debuts to help them like get their sound listened to more people. And honestly, I just love seeing international artists come and just share, because I know a lot of us like love these international artists. Like we vie for them to come and like share what they have. And yeah, just truly great work for doing that. And I know with Perreo Del Futuro, everything's just gonna keep on getting bigger and bigger and even better. And like it's just crazy to see like how it started in like the arc and just the work that's been put into it.
Yeah, it's kind of insane when I think about how things have evolved from when I first did my first party and how that kind of led me to meet so many new people and my interest too. Like I feel like now I'm taking it a little more serious. I mean, I've always taken it serious, but sometimes I'm a little too serious. And I'm just like learning to have fun, find a balance, and still find a way to like make this a sustainable practice for myself.
Yeah, and you said that you're doing this full time now. So this is like your job, like this is something that you're making a living out of, which blessings to you, because that's just great that you're able to support yourself as an event organizer. That's like amazing.
It's hard.
It's difficult, but at the end of the day, like you're truly a culture worker meant to bring so many positive things to Miami, and these things are just really important to recognize. And I'm just grateful that we get to have something like that in the community, So like I guess my next question is, and maybe we'll just like wrap it up just so we can like keep the interview nice and like short. Do you have any like dreams or goals that you want to share, or anything that you want to like maybe manifest in the coming future?
Yeah, I want to travel more. I want to travel more, learn how to like budget so I can like comfortably explore and figure out who I am in different contexts, and just like, bring my sound, my parties to other places as well.
Okay.
It's a big goal of mine for next year.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see Perreo go abroad.
Yeah.
That'd be so crazy.
I don't know if I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think
ready.
you
Universe,
are.
I claim.
No, for sure. No, seriously. That's great. I love that you're like wanting that, because I feel like you would tear it up in all these countries.
Let's fucking
seriously. One last question, and just because like I personally would love to know, what's your favorite event or that you've done, or artist that you've booked so far?
That is a very hard question.
I know it's hard. Maybe like think, like top 3 or so.
Yeah. I think my favorite event has been the 6X show that I did at the ground, the Perreo Apocalíptico. That one was incredible, the energy. That was her debut here as well.
Yeah.
So, and my first time doing a party at the club, so there was all this like new energy. But I also really love the Pride rave I did with Call to Action.
Yeah.
With Safety Trance, Carter Pusher. that was like one of the best warehouse raves I've thrown. And because it was a collab, it was like really beautiful to see both of our crowds come together, celebrate Pride, and as always, I mean, Safety Trance's set was like transcending.
Amazing.
You know,
Yes.
so that was like a really good time too.
Awesome. Do you have any like plans for the upcoming future that you'd like to share?
Yes, we are doing some Art Basel stuff. I'm doing like 2 parties in December. Keep an eye out to like celebrate my birthday because I'm a December baby.
Oh my God, you're a December Capricorn.
Yeah.
No way. When's
Yeah.
your birthday?
December 26th.
Wow.
I'm
You're
a
like
gift.
right after Christmas.
No, it's
That's so
silly.
cute.
It's
I
silly.
actually love that. You're a Boxing Day baby.
Yes.
That's super cute.
I feel like life is always boxing me, but you know.
That's Capricorn though. That's Capricorn energy.
True.
Seriously, I don't want to get too much into it, but you're like ruled by Saturn.
That's
Meaning that's daddy.
Yeah.
He'll give you that karma.
And I have like an Aquarius stellium too, so it's like I'm just double Saturn.
That's pretty rare. Aquarius stellium. I've never heard of that.
I'm
Like no one's ever
different.
told me that. That's cool. Oh my God, I could like go on and on about that because like I love astrology. I really do. I'm like I love astrology, but no, that's super cool. Well, thank you for sharing, and I'm excited to see the Art Basel events that are gonna be happening next month. I'll definitely keep my eyes on those. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and for sharing your music, for giving a little set for the people, and for the culture, for sharing everything. And yeah, just stay tuned. We're going to be hitting up our next friend for FUNRAVER and Friends next week. And that's basically it. Yeah, we're going to be finishing up with season 7. But again, thank you so much to SATURNSARii from Perreo Del Futuro. We're going to be hitting her up soon for some great things. She's honestly amazing culture worker. Follow
You're
her.
so sweet. Thank
Yeah,
you. What the
follow
heck?
her on Instagram. Follow her. Support Perreo Del Futuro as well. My name is Flowing Frequency, aka Vibraciones, and this is FUNRAVER and Friends. We are signing off. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Ow.